Hey guys, welcome. We're going to do an oil cooler thermostat on an N14. I have the whole housing off, cooler and all. This is how I always do it, just reseal the whole thing. You got to get most of it apart anyway. You don't necessarily have to pull it off the block, but it's really difficult if you don't, in my opinion. So do your own thing. I'm just going to show you how I do it. So we're going to end up putting a thermostat in this and a cooler. A cooler is not always necessary. It's not something you just have to change all the time. If you don't know the history of the truck, or the owner, recently bought the truck, don't know the history, not a bad idea to change the cooler out. But anyway, that's what we're doing, so we'll get to it here. Bear with me a little bit, because some of these bolts are probably extra tight. These are all like no particular order here. I'll just get started. Get them loosened up. Yes, I could be using a gun. If you know me at all, I'm never a fan for some reason. So this will get our cooler off now. So if you were just changing the cooler, you could probably get away with this on the truck. A lot of times there's oil leaks here anyway, which is why I just reseal the whole thing when I do it. So there's your oil cooler. Normally reusable. This one we're actually going to replace. Got one more bolt down here to take that apart. So your thermostat sits right there, little housing. And it's always interesting to see what you find. We've found some that are just broken in there. We found had where they're just been removed completely, blocked off with a freeze plug, all kinds of stuff. I can't say that stuff works or doesn't work, but it seems like whenever you put a thermostat back in it and get rid of all the extra stuff, it just seems to cool and do its thing like it's supposed to. So that should, if I got all the bolts out, come off of there, get a rubber mount. Alright, I went for the big one. Okay, so if you didn't want to reseal the rest of this, I mean, there's O-rings here and a gasket there. That's fine. Here's your thermostat coming out right there. Doesn't seem to be broken or anything. Let's see what temperature it is. These will come stock with a ISX comes with 235. I thought these came with a 225. Yeah, 225. We'll be putting a 215 in it, and hopefully that will help things out a little bit. So set this aside, we'll get it cleaned up. In the meantime, we're going to pull this apart and re-gasket everything here. Okay, alright, I opted for the gun for a minute. So these are a little, I wouldn't say tricky, but these pieces come out like so, and little half moon things fit together right there. Then we got one more gasket right here. So like that. So we'll get these cleaned up, start going back together. Someone's probably saying you're getting junk everywhere. You're correct. So we're going to clean this up. This will all go back in the parts washer again, get cleaned up. I generally don't put them in the parts washer unless they're a little bit oily to start with, but we'll get it cleaned up, get everything back in the washer so we don't have problems going back together. Alright, back to the parts washer, and then we'll blow it dry and blow through all the holes and be ready to go back together. Okay, we got her back cleaned up, we got our gaskets out. I'm never a huge fan of a lot of sealant, but I do like anaerobic for some of this stuff. So I will put some of that on these O-rings. Little trick with these O-rings, by the way. So I'll put a little bit here. The reason I like this stuff, if you use it, you'll know, but one, it doesn't dry because it's anaerobic. It dries with lack of oxygen, right? So it can stay on there for a long time. You don't have to worry about silicone drying or whatever. Two, it doesn't get everywhere like silicone. So I think that's handy. So we'll go, this gasket goes there. Sometimes I do glue these. We'll just see how this goes. This is going to go against this. Hold all that together. So get our bolts in. Okay, we're going to leave these loose. That anaerobic's not going to dry, so we'll be good. And the reason why, one is we got more to put on, right? But these pivot a little bit, if you can see that. And if you go and tighten that down, they're stuck in one spot, and then the cooler doesn't go together very good. So I like to leave them so they'll pivot a little bit. We'll get the cooler on here, and then we can tighten them down. Okay, our new thermostat's going to go in the housing here. This is it right here. This is a 215 degree. Right there. Little cooler, going to open a little sooner. That'll go there. And our gasket will go right there.
Can't find a 215, we can ship you one.
Right. Yeah, if you can't find a 215, we can ship you one. We have them in stock. So this is where it gets a little bit pain in the butt, just because you're trying to hold 10 things, but so the thermostat's got to go in this slot right there. So if you turn it this way, it's not going to fit, so it's got to go like that. Actually, I did it backwards. It's got to go like that. I might glue that on before I'm done. little bit of a process just getting all these bolts in. So I'll go ahead and tighten this bottom section down, because once you get the cooler on there, there's a couple pieces you can't get to, so we'll want to, a couple bolts I should say, you can't get to. Alright. One more left. This back corner. I'm just going to run these up. Not tight. So, make sure my gasket stays put. Okay. Looks good. You can see I still got this loose, right? This piece. So we'll go ahead and tighten these up. And wrench. Alright, I got the housing tightened up. As I said, this is still loose. We'll go ahead and put this cooler on. Obviously this is a new cooler, otherwise you're just putting the old one back on. So a couple O-rings. Like so. And then, alright, so we got the O-rings lubed up. So this is why, I don't know how well you can see this. This is why I wait to tighten that up. I don't know if you can see, but these move around a little bit. So, see that? So while you're getting the thing straight, you end up putting a bind on the O-ring or whatever. So we'll get a couple bolts in and then we can go around and tighten them up. Let's get these gaskets out. We got extras of these for some reason. Usually they don't send enough parts. Today we got too many. So those are the gaskets for it. We'll just slip in like this. Get a couple bolts in it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention. I took these out, but don't forget your plugs. Okay? Otherwise, you're not gonna cool anything. So, yeah, see the hole right there, and then the same on the ends here. So, seems like straightforward stuff, but it happens. And then we'll get this one in. Precisely why I don't tighten it up, because you run into trouble. Okay, so we got the two there. We'll just get these other two in. there. Oop. And right there. Okay, now them are started. Just go ahead and tighten these other ones down. Now we're lined up. Alright, now we just got to tighten up the cooler itself and we'll be good to go. And it goes back on the truck, so a little bit tedious. And like I said, you don't have to pull it all apart like that, but generally you got other leaks, and so it's kind of nice just to take care of it. To get this all off, you do need to pull the turbo off. It may be able to be done without, but I always pull it off just for ease. So hopefully we have no more heating problems with this. I failed to mention why we're actually doing this. Truck came in with overheating on the coolant. Said the coolant was getting to 220, 225, which is way too hot, of course. Rather than just change thermostats or water pump or whatever, we hooked up the computer to find out exactly what code we're getting, how hot things are getting, and lo and behold, there was no coolant codes, just an oil code. And that's when we decided we better go drive this thing. And unbeknownst to the driver, because you know he doesn't know either, the gauge was about 13 degrees or so off, so it reading high. So when it's running about 210, it looks like it's running about 220, 225. And so he was thinking, you know, his coolant was what was turning the light on. When we looked at the codes, the only code was oil temp, and so that's what was turning the light on, is oil temp. So that's what led us to this, rather than doing a bunch of stuff with the coolant. We did steam clean through the radiator and the air to air. We do that a lot with stuff. Air to air was pretty dirty, radiator was fairly new. So hopefully we get him fixed up with this. I mean, you never know, there could be some underlying problem going on, but always troubleshoot and fix what the computer says is going on. Sometimes it bites you, but you get bit worse by not following what the computer's saying to do, because when you start guessing, you run into problems. Okay, we're good. So now we just got this gasket here. As we put it back on the block, and we'll get him back together. We will do an oil change after this also, so everything's fresh. So anyway, oil cooler resale N14. Thanks for watching.